Have you ever sat in a room full of people screaming at a game while you felt absolutely nothing? Everyone else is tense, excited, furious, or heartbroken, and you are quietly wondering why grown adults are so emotionally destroyed over a ball, a scoreboard, and a group of strangers they have never met. But maybe your indifference is not a flaw. Maybe it does not mean you are boring, cold, or missing some essential part of human nature. It may simply mean your brain searches for meaning, connection, and emotional reward somewhere else. And if you enjoy understanding the hidden psychology behind why people think, feel, and behave so differently, subscribe to Orvintha, where we explore the quiet patterns of the human mind most people never question every single day. Not caring about sports does not make you boring. It does not mean you lack passion, personality, or the ability to connect with people. It may only mean your emotional system is not moved by collective competition. Some people feel alive in a stadium, surrounded by noise, colors, and the thrill of winning. Others feel alive in silence, in music, in books, in creating something meaningful, or in a conversation that reaches deeper than small talk. Excitement does not have one language. Passion does not always shout. Sometimes it listens, observes, reflects, and chooses a different place to feel fully awake inside, and that place can be just as powerful. People who do not care about sports may still care deeply about people. They can love their family, protect their friends, and feel loyal to a community. But their identity may not attach itself automatically to a crowd, a logo, a chant, or a shared enemy. They do not need thousands of strangers wearing the same colors to feel complete. For them, belonging is more personal than tribal. It comes from real conversations, chosen values, private experiences, and relationships where they are known as individuals, not just as members of a group. This is why sports culture can feel confusing to them. They are not rejecting connection. They are simply less likely to borrow identity from something outside themselves just because everyone else around them is doing it so loudly. People who do not care about sports are often not against belonging. They simply experience belonging differently. A sports fan may feel instantly connected to thousands of people through one jersey, one chant, or one shared rival. But a non-sports person may need something more personal before they feel that same bond. They may not understand why a team's victory should become part of their identity, or why another team's loss should feel like a personal triumph. Their sense of self may be built less around group loyalty and more around inner values, direct relationships, and individual experience. They can still be warm, loyal, and emotionally invested. They just do not need a crowd to tell them who they are. The brain of a sports fan is not only reacting to the final score, it is reacting to every second of uncertainty before that score appears. Each pass, each shot, each mistake, each near miss creates a small wave of anticipation. Dopamine is not just about getting what you want. It is also about believing something exciting might happen next. That is why a close game can feel almost impossible to look away from. The brain does not only crave victory, it craves the possibility of victory. If the outcome were already guaranteed, much of the emotional electricity would disappear. The tension lives in the gap between what is happening now and what could happen next. For people who love sports, that gap becomes addictive, dramatic, and strangely meaningful, like a story unfolding in real time before their eyes nightly. People who do not care about sports are not emotionally empty. Their reward system may simply not light up from watching someone else compete. When a team wins, a passionate fan may feel as if they personally won something. But a non-sports person may look at the same moment and feel no inner reward at all. They may not enjoy borrowing victory from strangers, especially when their own effort had nothing to do with the outcome. This does not mean they lack excitement or drive. It often means they prefer experiences where their choices, presence, and effort actually matter. They may feel more alive creating, learning, building, helping, or participating directly, instead of emotionally depending on a contest they can only watch. One of the strangest things in sports psychology is how quickly the language changes. When a favorite team wins, fans often say, "We won." But when that same team loses, the sentence quietly becomes, they lost. This is not just a funny habit. It reveals how people protect their self-image. When something outside them succeeds, they may pull it close and use it to feel bigger, stronger, or more successful. When it fails, they may push it away to avoid feeling personally damaged. And this does not only happen in sports. People do it with celebrities, political parties, universities, companies, and even brands. The human ego often looks for something larger to stand beside, especially when personal life feels uncertain, ordinary, or difficult to control. For people who do not care about sports, their self-worth is usually not lifted or crushed by a scoreboard. If a team loses, they may feel nothing because that loss does not enter their identity. If a team wins, they may feel happy for others, but not personally upgraded by the victory. This does not make them superior, wiser, or more emotionally stable in every part of life. It simply means their emotional identity is attached to different things. Everyone has something that can shake them. For some, it is a team. For others, it is a relationship, a career, a dream, a creative project, or a private hope no one else sees. The difference is only where the heart places its weight. Everyone has an emotional budget. Sports fans may spend part of that budget on teams, seasons, rivalries, and championships. They feel the athlete's pressure, the coach's frustration, the city's hope, and the heartbreak of a loss. But people who do not care about sports are not missing empathy. They may simply spend it somewhere else. Their emotional energy may go toward people they actually know, causes they believe in, art that moves them, ideas that challenge them, or private inner worlds that feel more meaningful. A 3-hour game may feel powerful to one person and emotionally irrelevant to another. Neither reaction is wrong. It only shows that care is not infinite, and every heart chooses where to place its deepest attention, devotion, and meaning when life feels loud and demanding. For some people, sports were never just games. They were places where they felt judged, excluded, mocked, or pressured to perform a version of themselves that never felt real. Maybe they were picked last in gym class, laughed at for not knowing the rules, or made to feel weak because they did not care about football, basketball, or baseball. Over time, the game itself can become tied to embarrassment, rejection, or social pressure. So when they avoid sports, they may not be rejecting fun, they may be protecting themselves from a culture that once made belonging feel conditional. Sometimes indifference is not boredom. It is the quiet memory of never feeling safe in the crowd or free to be real. Sports fans are not foolish for caring, and non-sports people are not empty for not caring. They are simply responding to different kinds of meaning. For one person, a championship run can feel like an epic story. The underdog, the comeback, the rivalry, the heartbreak, the miracle at the last second. For another person, that same drama may feel distant, random, and disconnected from real life. They may find their story in books, music, love, work, healing, creativity, or the quiet struggle to become themselves. Human beings need stories because stories help us organize emotion, hope, and identity. A stadium can hold that story for one person. A private dream can hold it for another. Neither side is wrong. They are just listening for meaning in different places. The difference is not intelligence. It is emotional direction, attention, and resonance. So, if you do not care about sports, there is nothing broken in you. You are not cold because a final score does not move you. You are not boring because a stadium does not make your heart race. And you are not missing passion just because your passion lives somewhere quieter. You may simply be playing a different game. One that happens in your inner world, in your creativity, in your relationships, in your healing, or in the private goals no crowd will ever cheer for. Some people chase meaning through teams, seasons, and championships. Others find it by becoming more present in their own lives. If this helped you understand yourself a little more deeply, subscribe to Orvintha, where we explore the hidden psychology behind the way people feel, think, and live.